The gaming industry is headed toward a very condensed, consolidated state. You will see more acquisitions, but I think they're going to be more strategically planned out, more careful, and you will see more, unfortunately, closures. A lot of these studios you see now won't be around because a lot of them aren't going to do the smart thing and be multi-plat. A lot of them aren't going to lower their budgets in order to survive. A lot of them are just going to foolishly try and make these quadruple A and triple A games, sell them to a Microsoft, a Nintendo, or a Sony, and hope that they, you know, are able to gain back the monies that they've thrown into this project on one platform. And they're going to, even though this has already happened several times, there's the harsh reality is going to hit them, and it's going to hit them hard. Um, there are two games that are coming that are going to shape the industry for the next decade after their release. And neither one of them is Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, let me speak on Grand Theft Auto 6. I think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be a transformative game. But I think even Rockstar is worried about the two games, or at least one of the games, because the other one no one really knows about except for the company who purchased their developer. And I'll get to that one in a moment. I've mentioned it before. Some of you who listen to the channel know which game I'm talking about, but we'll get to that one later. What I believe is going to happen with GTA 6 is this. It's going to come out, and 6 to 12 months later, yes, that long, Grand Theft Auto Online 2 is going to come out. Now, I could be completely wrong, and Grand Theft Auto Online 2 could be ready to go day one. I don't think so, though. Because what I don't believe Rockstar is willing to do is take all of that Grand Theft Auto Online money and dump it and say, you know what? We only care about GTA Online 2. What I believe Rockstar is going to do, and keep in mind, Grand Theft Auto 6 is not one of the quote-unquote transformative games that's going to run the industry for the next decade. It's definitely going to have an effect, but I think even Rockstar is scared of one of these games that I want to mention. But I digress. Grand Theft Auto Online 2 is just going to be Grand Theft Auto Online 1. They're just going to change it to 2.0, right? They're going to change it to 2.0. They're going to update the graphics. Because you keep in mind, this thing has its own launcher now. Like, you can literally download Grand Theft Auto Online without downloading Grand Theft Auto 5. It has its own launcher, so it's going to be 2.0. And with 2.0, meaning that they're going to update the graphics engine. They're going to retexture, if they haven't already, honestly, all of the buildings and mainly the characters and the cars and things to make it match the graphical fidelity of Grand Theft Auto 6. So it's going to look more like Red Dead than it does Grand Theft Auto 5, which is, keep in mind, a 360 and PS3 title that has been had its resolution upscaled 2 or 3 times by now. They are going to take Grand Theft Auto Online 1, I believe, and add Leonida, which is the fake Florida that Grand Theft Auto 6 takes place in, onto it, and you'll just have to go to the airport in Grand Theft Auto Online in, fake LA, San Andreas, and get a flight to Leonida, and all of a sudden now you'll be doing missions and criminal shit in Grand Theft Auto 6 on open world universe online with other players. The only thing I'm not sure about when it comes to GTA Online's future is whether they're going to do crossplay or not. I'm not sure Rockstar is keen on crossplay for Grand Theft Auto Online just because they may feel it's more lucrative for them to force people to buy GTA Online on both Xbox and PlayStation to play with their various groups of friends. But to their credit, Take-Two's, that is, Borderlands, the 2Ks, all their other games have crossplay and online. So here's hope to that, just as a convenience, because this game's probably going to cost like $100, right? This is going to be an expensive game to buy in November. should it come out. Let's knock on wood. On time this time, because it's already been delayed once or twice before. But for all that being said, and to be clear, I do believe that GTA Online 2.0 will also add Liberty City at some point as well. I really think what's taking them 13 years is there were always rumors that they were adding other cities. I think they said, you know what, just wait till we get the sequel out and we can close out the HD series. Because you got to remember, they already did Liberty City. We're already in San Andreas now. We've been there since 2013. Now we're going back to Vice City, Leonida, which is, you know, the fake version, the fake name for Florida in the GTA universe. Now we're going there. That's all three major cities. We're done, unless they want to harken back to GTA 2 and go to London or something like that, or make up a brand new city altogether, which I doubt they'll do. Because why not just use the sources you already have? I digress. Big as that game is going to be, and whether or not those plans come to fold, I could be wrong. I could be completely off. I could be right. But I don't see Rockstar dumping that game and moving on to, you know, Grand Theft Auto 6 and an open world to that without, you know, still somehow monetizing Grand Theft Auto Online. That game's not going to go offline anytime soon. And I don't see them abandoning the money it makes, because it still charts top 10 on PS5 and Xbox to this day. Huge game, going to continue to be a huge game. However, I don't see it as the generational transforming game. It's going to be Grand Theft Auto Online. It's going to look better. It's going to play better. But it's just going to be GTA Online, right? The two transformative games, the two games I believe that are going to shape the industry for the next really decade or two, more so than Grand Theft Auto Online, and I could be wrong about this. Again, I don't claim to be an expert. I believe are going to be No Man's Sky creators, Light No Fire. This is a game that all the AAA studios are scared of. Hello Games, the developer of this game, is about 5 to 15 man team, I believe. I'm pretty sure they've grown since recovering to great lengths. No Man's Sky. I believe they're bigger, but I don't think they're much bigger than what they were when they first developed that game. And that game had a rough start, right? Like a lot of promises unfulfilled. Sony famously kind of like threw them under the bus after overhyping the game themselves. And Sean Murray has admitted that a lot of that was his fault as well. I don't want to just throw all of the blame on Sony with that one. But if this Light No Fires game takes a measure of the lessons they've learned from No Man's Sky, and they fully commit to and pull off this idea of an Earth-size game world that, I don't know if it's a single shard, meaning that every player is in that one server. I doubt that, but it could be something close to 1,000 to 2,000 players in that single world per server. And this thing is the size of Earth, and players can build cities. Players can go to war with each other, dungeons, and mind you, I'm putting features on there that they haven't promised or stated. But I'm thinking to myself, if this game hosts hundreds of players and they can all go against the monsters and the enemies in this Earth-sized planet, and then they can build towns, build cities, they can we'll go watch the trailer for Light No Fires. They can control mounts like griffins and horses and God knows whatever else. There's whole underwater areas. There's all these other fantasy things there, because it's like a medieval fantasy game. You could control humanoid characters like rabbits and all kinds of stuff, and then there's human characters too. Like this game looks crazy. If they can pull that game off, and keep in mind, this is the same company that essentially has made a game that has billions of planets and an open universe, and they keep piling free content onto this game. Like No Man's Sky, it depends on whether you're into sci-fi stuff or not, but that game's utterly ridiculous. It is a ridiculously sized game, and its recovery needs to be studied. Like, they went from a game that was largely disappointing based on what was promised and what was versus what was delivered, to a game that has over delivered on its promise tenfold. And like, every piece of content that's come out for it since they started recovering it has been free. Sean Murray and his team have never charged for anything. He keeps giving free content for that game. If he can pull something similar off with this Light No Fires game, if they can actually make a game world the size and scale or one-to-one with Earth, with different biomes and different things to do, and you might need a mount to get somewhere where your friend might be because they could be on the other side of the virtual world, they are going to win the race to create the metaverse. And I'm calling it now. And the main reason you haven't seen anything from this game for like 2 or 3 years, this is a huge undertaking. This is no small deal. If they pull this off, they are going to take customers from Call of Duty. They're going to take customers from World of Warcraft. They're going to take customers from Overwatch and Marvel Rivals. They're going to take customers from Grand Theft Auto Online. I don't care if it's on 6 engines, 5, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're going to take customers from Fortnite. This game is going to become a reckoning because it's a AA indie studio making what could be one of, if not the biggest game ever. And I am willing to say that. Be on the lookout for Light No Fires. There's only the one trailer out for it, but look at it conceptually, and then look at what they've done with No Man's Sky. This game could be a serious problem in a good way for us as consumers, and in a bad way for competing publishers and developers. This game is going to it's either going to break Hello Games or it's going to make the industry look stupid as hell. And I am leaning toward the latter. Now, the other game that I believe is going to be transformative, and I don't think it's going to be on the scale of Light No Fires, but because of the company who's behind it, which is Microsoft, I believe it will have enough money and hype behind it, and it's going to be multi-platform, so it's going to come out on everything. I believe this game will be a game that it captivates people in a way Destiny did when it first came out, but it's going to do it tenfold. Now, I hate to rag on Bungie, but I have to be honest. I have told people several times in these videos, and it's not that you would know unless you've been watching for all the time that I've been making these videos. I don't think Bungie made Destiny. I think they concepted it. I think that they helped build it, but I largely believe that it was Activision and their teams, which now largely work on Call of Duty, who really made Destiny, and the proof's in the pudding for me, right? Like, look at how Destiny was when they were still involved with Activision, and look how Destiny was after they left Activision's publishing arm and decided to branch out on their own. The quality of the content spiked for a minute, but generally speaking, I don't think was as good as it was when they were under them, right? And there were already a bunch of shady things going on because, it's Activision. Of course, there's shady things going on. But I think that game was largely being ran by Activision. Like, if you can go and I played I've got every trophy in Destiny 1 except for one, which is the perfect raid one. Never could get that done. Me and my guys were always fucking up and dying at some point. But I played the hell out of that game, and I know for a fact every time I cut that game on, there was like 6 or 7 Activision Studios names up there right next to Bungie. I know Luxoflux, who made the Vigilante 8 series, it used to be called Interstate 76, famously were the ones responsible for the vehicle gameplay that I don't even think is really in Destiny 2 anymore, except for the the personal bike that everybody gets. I know that Dark Moon Studios, who famously made the God, what was the name of that game? The fake Halo Cowboy game. I think that game, Dark Watch, that's what it was called. The old PS2 original Xbox game. I believe that team was responsible for a lot of the multiplayer, like a lot of the things that made Destiny cool, that originally encapsulated all those people. Activision teams were responsible for that, not Bungie. And I believe because of that, uh, that game hasn't been as successful as it used to be because they lost a lot of the support. They lost a lot of the dev teams they had on their back. So what am I saying? I'm saying that in the case of Destiny, I believe that game was largely developed by uh, studios and developers who have nothing to do with Bungie or had nothing to do with Bungie. They were more so Activision support studios who were giving them a hand. And once they lost that, you could tell there was a dip in quality and consistency with that game. All that being said, I believe the second game that could be transformative, and this one's a big question mark because we still have the matter of Microsoft's ability to manage something like this, is this Elseworlds game. I've stated before, and again, I don't have the biggest audience, so if you're new here, you more than likely haven't heard this. I believe that this game is the reason Microsoft bought Activision. Not Call of Duty, because the writing was on the wall for Call of Duty, right? The writing was on the wall. Call of Duty was on its way down. But why not make the money for it while you can and at the same time hurt Sony, which it has. The previous video, I went over that a little bit. What's happening with this Everwilds is if you look at the few pieces of information that are available about it, you will see that they are making this game that's supposed to be a trans media product, meaning that it's going to span movies, TV, comic books, games, obviously, mobile, all kinds of things. The studio that I believe was originally making it was Infinity Ward Poland, and I think they've since been renamed Elseworlds. We haven't seen anything about this game yet. As a matter of fact, it's been an entire half a generation now that this game has kind of been sparsely rumored about, and you haven't seen this studio close. Nothing's happened to the studio. They're just in Poland building this game or this project or whatever the hell it is, but it's more than likely a game, right? You haven't seen anything about it. I believe Phil Spencer saw that and was like, yeah, we got to keep that. We got to get that. Because I believe Sony also saw it and said, they were already angling for Call of Duty to be exclusive, which is why a lot of people don't notice that purchase went down because Call of Duty was angling for more money from Microsoft, or Activision was angling for more money from Microsoft, because PlayStation had made the viable suggestion that why don't you just release exclusively on us? You make more money with us anyway, right? And Bobby Kotick, being the clever businessman, if that's what you want to call him, a lot of people have more derogatory names for him, that he is, went to Phil Spencer and was like, yeah, you probably gonna have to pay us more. We're gonna just get a game exclusively to PlayStation. And Microsoft knew they couldn't have that, so they said, you know what, pull out the big wallet, let's just buy him. And that's what they did. That's part of the reason, but also Bobby Kotick probably, I believe, sweetened the deal with Phil Spencer by saying, this is what we're building next. This is the game we're building to replace Call of Duty. And I don't know if it'll be this summer. I don't know if it'll be next summer. I don't know if it'll be the summer after that. God forbid it doesn't get canceled. You're going to see this Elseworlds game in either this year or within the next few years. And that reveal will make or break it. But I believe if it's done right, it will make it. And people are going to be hyped about this game. It is going to be a what is the next Xbox called? Nexus, whatever it's called. It's going to be a game for that. It's going to be a game for that. It's going to be a PC game, a PlayStation game, and whatever the next Xbox. I forget what the name is escaping me at the moment. But whatever the next Xbox is called, it's going to be for that. Hell, they may even be able to get the run on the Switch too. But it's going to be a huge transformative game. And that's because of the amount of money and they are loading up on top tier developers for that game. Those two games are going to shape the industry going forward. Mark my words. You heard it here. They're going to shape the industry with those two games. But it's not Grand Theft Auto 6 is the game that's scaring the shit out of developers and publishers this holiday. It will be the game that runs shit until one of or both of those games come out. But those two games are the next big thing. And you can say you heard it here first. I really don't care. I'm just putting the information out there. Elseworlds, if that name holds, and Light No Fires, if that name holds, are the two games that will define gaming in the next 10 to 15 years. Should they launch in those time periods or at all? That's all this video was about. I just want to put that out there. I think those two are going to be the ones. But you tell me, am I wrong? Do you think there's something else that I didn't mention? Let me know. Let's have a conversation about it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.